Abuja, Nigeria, covering this summit for us. So some sanctions lifted. Tell us about those and the possibility of more sanctions being lifted on other countries.
Well, basically, Foley, the sanctions on the Niger Republic in particular have almost gone with the declaration today. They've lifted almost all the sanctions there. First of all, you know, in the wake of the coup last year, July 26, there was a total blockade of Niger from land, air, and sea. The borders have been closed, travel ban or travel restrictions have been placed on the military leadership there, as well as members of their families. Electricity was cut off. Financial transactions to and from Niger have been blocked. They've been suspended from all regional organizations, including financial institutions in the region. They've also been, their assets have also been frozen in the entire region, either in banks or other engagements in the region. But all these sanctions have been lifted. In return, the Economic Community of West African States, which ended its meeting here in this particular hall, demanded the immediate release of former President Mohamed Bazoum, who was deposed in a coup in July last year. They also wanted a specific timetable on returning the country to democracy. Apart from that, they also relieved Guinea in particular from some of the sanctions imposed on them. They've also asked Mali, they've also allowed Mali or its citizens to be employed again in ECOWAS member states and, of course, ECOWAS institutions. They've also demanded for some reforms immediately from these member countries, in particular Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger. And so they say they will review these situations, but they also insisted that democracy must be restored, and these countries must provide an agreeable timetable to return those countries to democracy.
Ahmed, where does this leave ECOWAS as an organization today? Is it weakened as a result of these crises?
The general feeling is that the image of ECOWAS is battered. It's been considered lately as an organization or an institution that has failed to keep most of its members in line. And there is also this concern that its failure to address some of these issues, especially the coups in West Africa, an epidemic of coups, some diplomats call it, could result in more instability in the region. Now that these countries, the junta-led countries, have poked ECOWAS in the eye, there is this concern that it's increasingly looking weaker and weaker, but leaders here are hopeful that the concessions met at this summit today could lead to a more unified organization. It's not clear whether or not the Sahelian countries of Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger will agree to return to this organization quickly, but again there is this concern that they may prove too difficult and they may make less and less concessions to the Economic Community of West African States when it demands so. Foley.
Thank you very much. Ahmed Idris, live there in Abuja, Nigeria.